Welcome to the UGC SWAM platform. I'm Dr. Subhamay Kisku. Presently, I'm working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Anthropology, University of Calcutta. I'm going to deliver a lecture on tribal situation in India. The learning outcome of this lecture are different concepts of tribe, the classification of Indian tribes, approaches to tribal development, tribal policy and governance in pre-British, British and post-British India, tribal movements in India, scheduling tribal communities and particularly vulnerable tribal groups. To see the interaction between tribal and non-tribal in contemporary India, lastly to get the comparative understanding of castes and tribes of India. Let's see the concept of tribe. Synonym of English word tribe in India is Adivasi. The word Adivasi was first used by Amritlal Vithaldas Thakkar, who is popularly known as Thakkar Bapa. Later, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi popularized the term. There are few other synonyms of the word Adivasi in use like Upajati, Khandajati and Janjati. In Oxford Dictionary, tribe is a social division in a traditional society consisting of families or communities linked by social, economic, religious or blood ties with a common culture and dialect, typically having a recognized leader. In Cambridge Dictionary Online, tribe is a group of people, often of related families, who live together sharing the same language, culture and history, especially those who do not live in town or cities. According to Surajit Sinha, tribes may be considered as ethnic group by attributing them as similar group of people. According to Andre Bete, in India, identifying tribe is difficult rather than defining them. Through constitutional definition of tribe, they enjoy a common identity among various tribal groups, which was earlier lacking among them. For Virginius Khaka, tribe is seen as a stage and type of society. They have lacked the positive traits of modern society. Thus, they are simple society in terms of education, occupation, and technology. With the change of the tribal society, they are becoming into some other society like caste, peasant, and so on. Let's see the classification of tribes. Indian tribes may be classified based on 6 classificatory criteria. These are geographical distribution, racial characteristics, spoken languages, occupational differences, religious practices, and cultural attributes. Let's see the tribal classification on geographical distribution. According to B.S. Guha, tribes of India are distributed in 3 zones. These are North and Northeastern Zone, Central or Middle Zone, Southern Zone. The North and Northeastern Zone consist of the sub-Himalayan region and the mountain valley of the eastern frontier of India. The Central or Middle Zone consists of the regions between the Indo-Gangetic Plain and the Krishna River. This zone is a belt of mountains and plateaus and separated from the Northeastern Zone by a space between Rajmahal Hills and Garo Hills. The Southern Zone consists of the southern part of Krishna River. Apart from these 3 zones, there are certain tribal areas which are not included in the earlier 3 zones. There are 5 states in India where no notified scheduled tribes found as per 2011 census of India. These 5 states are Haryana, Punjab, Chandigarh, Delhi and Puducherry. Let's see the tribal classification on racial characteristics. Though the concept of race is redundant now, but the tribes of India were first classified by Sir Herbert Hope Risley based on certain racial attributes. According to Risley, Indian tribes were classified on several racial categories which are Dravidian, Indo-Aryan, Mongoloid or Aryo-Dravidian, Mongoloid-Dravidian, Scytho-Dravidian and lastly the Turco-Iranian. According to Birija Shankar Guha, racial classification of Indian tribes are divided into 6 main races. These are the Negrito, the Proto-Australoid, the Mongoloid, the Mediterranean or Dravidian, the Western Brachycephals, the Nordic. B.S. Guha concluded that Indian tribes are mainly included into first 4 groups of racial compositions. Let's see the tribal classification on spoken languages. According to Dhirendranath Majumdar, Indian tribes are classified into 4 language families. These are the Indo-European or Aryan, the Dravidian, the Austric or Kolar Munda, the Tibeto-Chinese or Sino-Tibetan. Let's see the classification on occupational references. Indian tribes were classified by D.N. Mojumdar. These are tribes hunting in forests, tribes engaged in hilly cultivations or shifting or slash burn cultivation, tribes engaged in cultivation on leveled land, simple artisan tribes, tribes living as folk artists, tribes engaged in services and trades. Next, see the tribal classification on religious practices. Most of the major religions are included in this classification. In Hinduism, Western, Central and Southern Indian tribes are included. In Christianity, Northeastern Indian tribes, mainly tribes of Nagaland and Mizoram, are included. In Buddhism, tribes of Arunachal Pradesh are included. In Islam, tribes of Lakshadweep are included. Apart from these, a small number of tribal believe in Jainism and other religions. Next, see the tribal classification on cultural attributes. According to Verrier-Elwin, tribes of India can be classified into 4 types based on cultural contexts. First, those who are most primitive, lives a joint communal life and cultivate with access. Second, those who, though equally attached to their ancient traditions, are more individualistic, less occupied with axe cultivation. Third, those, the most numerous, who under external influence are already on the way out by the loss of their tribal culture, religion and social organization. And last, the tribes like Bhil and Naga who retain much of their original tribal life and who have won the battle of culture contact. Let's talk about approaches to tribal development. Initially, during the pre-British and the British period, tribals were not considered seriously. Tribals lived in isolation. Tribal development policy was isolationism. Later, many social workers advocated tribal development in favor of assimilationism. The first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, believed on in between of these two approaches. This is known as integrationism. Let's see the tribal policy and governance in pre-British, British and post-British India. In pre-British period, various literatures evident that tribal people existed at the time of Indus Valley civilization. Their presence and their misery and distress were acknowledged by the many rulers of India during pre-British period. Some of the rulers were indifferent about their presence. As a result of that, they started living in isolation. Subsequently, they had faced exploitation, backwardness and underdevelopment in comparison to the mainstream non-tribal population of India. During British period, in 1786, Lord Cornwallis came to India as Governor General. He introduced the Jamindari system. As a result of that, these local Jamindars started exploiting local people who used to reside on those lands for revenue. Tribals were not out of the exploitation and tortures. Introduction of the forest policy of 1894 by the British government created a great discontent among the tribals of India. Due to this policy, tribals were restricted to get into the forest. In 1874, a British Act known as the Scheduled District Act was passed, under which tribal areas were known as the Scheduled Tracts. To exempt this area from the regulation of ordinary laws, it was understood by the British government that special reservation was required for the interest of the tribals of India. In 1931 census of India, people of this backward tract declared as tribes. Later on the recommendation of Simon Commission in 1935, an act was passed for keeping the tribals in isolation because lots of tribals faced by the British government to suppress the tribal movement in India. At the same time, British government encouraged many Christian missionaries to enter the tribal areas for socio-economic welfare. Many Christian missionaries got interested and started welfare activities among the tribals. They proselytized tribal people in the Christianity and spread English education among them. During post-British period, at the beginning of the independent India, tribal welfare approaches were protective and promotive in nature. The Constitution of India provided special safeguards for the tribal communities of India. In 1958, Jawaharlal Nehru wrote foreword to the second edition of a Philosophy for NEFA. He outlined 5 fundamental principles of the development in tribal areas. popularly known as Panchashila. Through the Constitution of India, 5th schedule and 6th schedule was created. The 5th schedule of the Constitution defines scheduled areas. The 6th schedule of the Constitution relates to those areas in the northeast which are declared as tribal areas and provided for district or regional autonomous council for such areas. These councils have wide-ranging legislative, judicial and executive powers. Through the 5-year plans, several tribal developmental plans were implemented in terms of socio-economic and cultural development. Integrated tribal development projects was initiated within the states and union territories budget, but at the end of the 5th 5-year plan, it was found that entire development for all tribal groups was not achieved. Therefore, 42 ST communities were identified, which have been increased to 75. These communities were known as primitive tribal groups or PTGs. Let's talk about tribal movements in India. During colonial period, tribals of India organized movement mainly against British policy. Though all the movements were brutally suppressed by the British government. Some of the notable movements are Chuar movement in 1769, Munda movement in 1789, Khasi movement in 1828, Kols, Ho and Orao movement in 1832, Bhil movement in 1846, Santal movement in 1855, Andaman and Nicobar movement in 1858, Naga movement in 1879 and Gond movement in 1891. According to K.S. Singh, former Director of Anthropological Survey of India, also classified the reasons of tribal movements after independence into 4 divisions. First, movement for political autonomy. Second, agrarian and forest-based movements. Third, Sanskritization movement. And lastly, cultural movements based on scripts and languages. Let's talk about scheduling tribal communities. According to the Constitution of India 1950, the scheduled tribe has been defined in the clause 25 under Article 366 that scheduled tribe means such tribes or tribal communities or parts of the group within such tribes or tribal communities as are deemed under Article 342 to the scheduled tribes for the purpose of this constitution. According to annual report of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, Government of India, a set of well-established and accepted criteria have been used to separate of a community as a scheduled tribe. These criteria have not spelled in the Constitution of India. Though these criteria was used in the government reports, these criteria are indication of primitive traits, distinctive culture, geographical isolation, signs of contact with the community at large, and backwardness. Let's talk about particularly vulnerable tribal groups or PVTG. The scheduled tribe communities of India live in various geographical and climatic conditions. Some of them dwell at plainland, some of them reside at forest and hilly areas. As a result of that, they have attained different stages of their socio-economic and educational development. Out of these scheduled tribe communities, certain scheduled tribe communities are considered as the particularly vulnerable tribal groups or PVTGs, earlier known as PTG or primitive tribal groups. The demographic and socio-economic characteristics of PVTGs are a pre-agricultural level of technology, a stagnant or declining population, extremely low literacy, and a subsistence level of economy. At present, there are 75 PVTGs in India. Many of them are found in more than one states of the country. Let's talk about interaction between tribes and non-tribes in contemporary India. Some social and cultural changes observed among the tribals of India over the year. The process of acculturation along with the other agents like modernization, commercialization, Sanskritization and globalization have increased due to the interaction between tribals and non-tribals. Tribals are changing their social status from tribe to class. Tribals are shifting to non-agricultural occupation due to land alienation and migration. Due to the reform movement among tribals, it appeared as ethnic stratification. Tribal migration is very common in search of job opportunities as a result of non-tribal interaction. Political socialization among tribals are inevitable due to the influence of universal suffrage, political reservation for tribals, party and social work activism. Tribals are now practicing diversified economy instead of subsistence economy due to the interaction with the non-tribal communities. In the era of globalization, Marshall McLuhan's concept of global village is also rightly applicable in case of tribal. Let's compare the concept of caste and tribe. Caste is a main basis of Hindu society. According to H. Risley, a caste may be defined as a collection of families or group of families bearing a common name, claiming common descent from a mythological ancestor, human or divine, professing to follow the same hereditary calling. According to A. L. Korber, a caste may be defined as a endogamous and hereditary subdivision of an ethnic unit occupying a position of superior or inferior rank or social system in comparison with other subdivisions. On the other hand, caste and tribe have considerable similarities and differences. Endogamy is not rigid in a tribe but strictly followed in caste. Caste is a social group whereas tribe is a local group. Caste was originated for division of labor based on occupation. Tribe came up with community feeling. Worshipping of gods and goddesses is extra religious event in case of tribe and necessary part in case of caste. Social status is found among all members of caste, whereas differences are found among members of a tribe. Caste is a political association, but tribe has a political organization. Caste names are adopted on the name of some ancestral saint, whereas tribal names are adopted after different totems. Thank you.